Between client meetings, managing your business, and everyday tasks, who has time to worry about website hosting? With Kinsta's managed WordPress hosting, you don't have to. They handle the technical stuff, delivering lightning-fast load times, enterprise-grade security, and 24/7 365 human-only support. Simply switching to Kinsta could make your site up to 200% faster. Kinsta's custom dashboard makes managing sites easy, with powerful features designed to save you time and effort. Plus, their free expert-led migrations ensure a smooth transition. Ready to see why Kinsta is trusted by thousands of businesses? Get your first month free at kinsta.com. That's KINSTA.com. Kinsta. Simply better hosting.
All you homeowners have unique needs. Some feel the need to paint their door a vibrant shade of blue. Others have the need to decorate their bathroom with fish, anchors, and other nautical items. And because each homeowner has unique needs, Geico helps you get the right coverage for your home and what's in it. That way, you get exactly what's right for you, even if your needs are unique. Get more with Geico.
Yo, what's poppin', everybody? It's your boy, Mr. J Hill. J Hill Podcast. We are in the building. I do have a special guest here. Yo, before I say her name, I remember I was watching her content. What'd you say? You said something? I was watching her. Oh, before we even get to the interview, yo, make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment on the YouTube. We're trying to grow. We're almost at 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. So make sure you hit the subscribe button right now. You make sure you like the video. Make sure you comment on the video. Then make sure you share it. Then comment and say you shared it. Miss Keita Rose is in the building.
It's a lot of instructions.
Yeah, it is. But they follow because they've been following the journey. They see
I love that.
So, like I was saying, before I invited you on the show, or to be honest, right, and be completely transparent.
Let's do it.
Before I got into, like, I guess the mess, I was looking at your content before I really understood what was going on. I'm like, yo, her delivery is A1.
Thank you.
Like you're truly entertaining.
Thank you.
And that's why when you came, I'm like, wait, do you have the capacity to have a
deeper conversation?
A deeper conversation.
Absolutely.
How do you feel?
I feel I could be better. I could be better. I feel tired, I would say. Drained. I'm bipolar, so I had a manic episode for maybe like a week. And when you're manic, you come down. So then you're like manic depressive, you'll be depressed, right? And depression looks different for everybody. Me, I'm just gonna have low energy. So I don't know, I kind of like joke around and add a little comedy to my life because no matter what you are going through, right, you always need to see the joy out of it. You have to enjoy the process. The process is going to be hard and strenuous, but you need to try to enjoy it. So,
And is that a coping mechanism as well? Like using the laughs? I
think so. At first I'm like, I'm just funny, but I think I cope with comedy. I think the saying you have to laugh to keep from crying is a real thing.
You know, it's funny because I was talking to somebody and like as I start to like newly date, I'll see that like it'd be hard for people to have like serious conversations without throwing jokes in there.
Yeah.
And even my friends, like my homeboys though, I had to tell them like, yo, I'm so sorry. Can we turn the lights on though right here? I had to tell my homeboy, you got it? You know how to do it? You need my help? We're gonna just keep going, but yeah, just my bad. You good?
I'm like all in my nose. I was making sure.
You should be able to just plug it in. Or you can try to turn it on. No, won't. My bad, I'm super like...
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah, I just...
Did you want to...
What is that? Toast to a glass of soda?
You have a shot. Did you want to take your shot while I sip my drink?
You ain't even put a drink in there.
Yes, I did.
You put like a little bit Coca-Cola.
I'm not a drinker. Like I think I'm childish because it's still nasty to me.
Right the drink?
Alcohol's like nasty to me.
I mean, it's not supposed to be good.
But some people are like, I love it. I love the taste of it.
They alcoholics.
Exactly. There's a lot of people that say that.
Nah, they alcoholics.
I need to mix it with a little something, add a little splash of crayon, a little pineapple, put a little
It's too
cherry
much
in
sugar,
it.
though.
Are you drinking? What are you drinking for?
To get lit, not fat.
Hey. I'm not here for that. Hell no. I'm not here for that. Fuck no. But you're right. You're fucking right. And you know what's crazy? One day, okay. I'm always on my health shit, right? Trying to be. This is new for me, right? But I started to drink like tequila and soda,
Yep.
club soda.
Yeah, club soda. Yep. That's what I was doing
Topo.
before.
What is it?
Club soda.
No, but what is it? The name of it?
I
Is
don't
it
know the
Topo
name.
Chico?
I have no clue.
You don't know what I'm talking about?
No, I know club soda though.
Yeah,
I don't know the brand.
it's club soda.
Yeah, I don't know the brand.
It's just nasty.
It is.
It's like soda without the sugar, I guess.
Yeah.
Syrup.
It's nasty.
Die number 7. Cancer. You need all of that shit.
Yo,
and you need it.
No.
That's what makes it tasty and delicious.
Listen, you just drink it straight, right? You know what I'm saying?
So what makes my drink bad compared to your drink?
First of all, if you want to be technical, they both bad. I mean, you want to be real. They both bad.
Mm-hmm.
I'm drinking alcohol. Alcohol is worse than fucking.
Because it's poison.
It's worse than crack.
I wouldn't. Come on, hey. No.
No. See, my mom's did crack
Okay.
and heroin
Okay.
and dope.
All right.
So, and I don't think I've ever seen her, and I have a close friend whose mother was an alcoholic.
Really?
I've never seen my moms do some of the things I've seen his moms do under the influence of her drug.
Okay, so this is what I want you to, I just want to give you a different perspective.
Go ahead.
Everybody has different ways of dealing with their life, and everybody experiences are different, right? And so there's people that just sober, with me being sober and them being sober, I wouldn't do half the shit they did. And they wouldn't do anything that I do. And that's just like no drug. So I'm just saying, like, to be like,
Bro, I've seen
alcoholics do. I get what, maybe I haven't been around it enough because, like you said, you
Have you
maybe
ever
have
been
it a
drunk?
close. No, I'm talking about like other drugs. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, I don't know what the name of it is, but like I would call it like drug bougie. If I had a name, if I could make a name for it, I don't know what the name is. Like, drugs are bad.
Right.
We were taught that in school.
Right.
DARE program. Don't do it. But for those of us who said fuck all that, right? I chose, my drug of choice would be marijuana.
Right.
So I'm not a drinker, I want to do, I want to smoke.
Yeah.
I think my drug.
It's better than my drug. But I understand that. I get that. I think we all.
And that's what you just said with the. But,
I think we
but
all
to say
feel that way.
alcohol is worse
Listen,
than crack, bro.
I drink alcohol. Listen, so what I will say, the only thing I will say, I feel like it might be easier to get off of alcohol because, again, you got to understand, I've lived through this. I come from the projects
Okay.
in Baltimore, Maryland,
Okay.
McCullough Homes project. I understand. So I've seen my moms be ill off of dope, like,
Yeah.
right? So,
Yeah.
but what I will say, when I'm saying is worse, even me, outside of everybody else, I've got drunk before.
Yeah.
I've blacked out before, and I've woken up not remembering the next day.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever seen my mother
Do
like,
that.
black out. Like, maybe I've
Right.
seen her overdose before.
Right. Okay.
And thank God she's still here.
Right.
But to like black out on her drug, I've never seen that.
Would you say that some drugs make you just more productive?
I don't know. I'm
Okay.
not talking. So I only can
Have you
relate
ever
to-
done drugs?
Yeah, I've smoked weed. I've done shrooms.
Oh, see, you're too much. That's too much.
Oh, so
that's what I'm saying.
So you're judging me?
I'm not judging you,
You
but for me, if it's my personal, I just think that's too much.
Shrooms?
You know why? So the people that I know that do shrooms told me that I do not need to be on shrooms because I'm probably gonna have a bad trip because of how my brain works.
You might got to turn
You
it up a
know,
little bit. Alex,
Maybe it's me being
you might gotta
bipolar,
turn it up a little bit. But nah. So shrooms, what I've heard I only did it like
I don't
twice.
need to be seeing shit because I like to defend myself.
But the times I took shrooms, it was a really good time.
Okay,
They say like it depends on your mood.
it does.
So like I guess the 2 times I did,
But if you're
You'll
a
have to turn it all the
naturally
way up.
happy person,
you'll have to turn it all the way up.
wow, that's nice.
Yes.
If you're a naturally happy person, then you're probably gonna have. But if you have ups and downs,
That's we all do though.
no, well, I'm bipolar. Are you bipolar?
I don't know. I never got checked.
Then we'll just say no
a lot of people
until.
say I'm a Gemini, so
But see, no, come on, and that's what I'm here
just-
for.
I'm joking.
Fuck that, no, and that's why I'm here.
I'm joking.
Absolutely not.
A lot of people say I was bipolar, but so
Okay.
really, honestly though, how they look? It look good still. My brother
Okay.
was diagnosed with bipolar disorder and schizophrenia.
All right.
So like I've seen it. I understand the disorder.
No, you understand bipolar and schizophrenia in your brother that you lived life with, right? But to know about a disorder, I mean, that would take years. Really, I mean, I'm not saying people go to school and get degrees and study and research and look at studies and talk to people and make do clinicals and all this stuff. So I think that we need to deep dive more into what disorders are. I'm not saying here, I'm saying just as a people. Like what is a narcissist? What is bipolar? What are these things and what does it mean? And what are some of the behaviors and how can you cope with loving somebody who might be going through this? Because I get kind of triggered a little when people are like, oh yeah, I just fuck shit up, girl, I'm bipolar. Oh, I don't do that and I'm bipolar. So what do you mean? Like mean what you say when we're talking about these things, right? Because it's important. And I tell my son that. My son one day was like, oh my God, I'm so depressed. And I was like, what are you depressed about? You're depressed? And he's like, oh my God, I couldn't download a game. It was something like that. And I said, well, I think you're sad. And I explained what sadness is, what depression is, the severities. I said, so after all that, do you still think that you're depressed? He said, oh no, I'm just down. I was just down about it. I'm okay. Because it's important. We need to identify our emotions so that we know how to navigate them in life.
So you think people, I guess, misuse
all the time
the diagnosis?
Yeah. And that not just bipolar, all of the diagnoses. Just because you don't get checked, just because you don't talk to anybody, just because you don't go to therapy, go to psychiatrists, psychologists, don't mean that you're not sick. If we both had cancer, but I went and found out and you didn't, we both have cancer. Right? So a lot of people would rather not do that. And that's why there's such a stigma around mental health. I think because a lot of people would rather not get help, not figure out what's wrong, because then they'd actually have to do the work required. And so it's easy to just be like, oh, girl, you tripped out because you're bipolar. I'm cocky, I'm a narcissist. Like, no, it's deeper. It's way deeper than that.
When do you think you learned this actually and actually started to take that serious?
I feel like I was always, I think we all go to college just looking at different majors. I too wanted to study psychology and learn the mind and learn, different things like that. People. I think I took it serious my whole life because this has been my life. I've had a mental illness my whole life, right? Like,
when did you learn that you had a mental illness?
I learned I was bipolar when I was 14 because I just had anger. I couldn't explain it. I was just angry. I didn't act out. I didn't bully. I didn't beat up people. I got into fights, but I was just angry. Everything was just negative. It was funny. I made my family laugh because we do like positive, we're out at the park eating and I'm going to say something negative about it. Like it's going to, I'm going to make a joke about it. So, it would be a funny thing, but I had like a dark cloud until I started to get into therapy. Cause my parents, they're military parents. So they really didn't want to sit down and talk too much. It was like, what's wrong with you? I'm sad. About what? I don't know. Okay, well, wash the dishes. What the fuck? Like, what are you talking about? You need to be able to express it. And so because they weren't able to express that, they sent me somewhere, not sent me, but they introduced me to a therapist, right? And then I was able to really like express with her and really get it. And then she was able to break it down to them. So then it really worked out. Our relationship was amazing.
Yo, it's funny. I was thinking about I was talking about therapy not too long ago. Yeah. And I was telling people how I think everybody should do therapy. Yeah. Because it really helps you unlock another layer within inside yourself that you probably wouldn't even know. Right? And I think once you can unlock that, then you could become like your highest form of self. So, no. Yes.
But a lot of people do not want to be the highest form of self. A lot of people don't want to be themselves. So to be a higher level of something you already hate is such a scary concept to some. But yeah, I agree with you.
Why do you think that though? That people hate themselves?
Because things happen to people that make them hate themselves. If I hate, look, I'm an extremist, right? So when I say that, like I have extreme examples, but just roll with me. Like the girl that's like fun and flirty and she wears the short shorts and she likes to party. She may have gotten like sexually assaulted at one of the parties, and now she's now even more promiscuous. Now she's more sexually charged, and she feels like she likes it because you get pleasure from it. Sex equals pleasure, right? You get pleasure, but deep down, and we don't ever have to go deep. A lot of people don't, but deep down, maybe you don't like certain things, certain sex acts, certain, maybe you don't, maybe you just, this is what's familiar because this was what you were introduced to forcefully. So now you don't know what to do, right? You out there, you feel liberated, but are you really? Because some women have worked out. They love their body. They're sexually liberated. They love to flaunt it. But some people are deeply wounded. What happened to you? That whole phrase, like, who hurt you? Is a real phrase. Who hurt you? Was it the man who did this? Was it your mother? Was it your father? Was it who hurt you? And then from there, we can figure out maybe why we do certain things, why we move certain ways, why we say certain things, because that's really what shaped us. Our childhood shaped us.
No, it's a fact, man. This interview just went so left.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. No, it's good. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. I don't say that in a negative way. But now I'm interested because like you being on a platform giving advice, right? You talk a lot of relationship stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how they always say like check on your strong friend? That's the first thing I would think about. Because like I'm hearing you break these things down and I'm like, well, what about you? That's the first thing that comes to mind. Like, was it a time like, did you hate yourself? Or was it a time where like somebody hurt you and you had to find out? Or are all these things that something that you figured out early and was able to get over? Or was these some things that like you figured out but still was struggling through, even in your adulthood?
No, I think we always figure things out, like even in different ways. Sometimes, I don't know if you're like spiritual or religious, but sometimes God will put us in situations to figure things out over and over again. It'll be a same situation, but with a different person in a different scenario, but it's the same shit.
Mm-hmm.
I've always gone through things because I'm very trusting and loving. Did somebody hurt me and it made me want to, somebody hurt me and it made me angry at them. I think a lot of people, I think maybe that's where you can kind of use your mental illness, to your advantage. With my bipolar, right? I feel everything very intensely, and I have extremes. So if I'm happy, I'm joyful. If I'm sad, I'm depressed. If I'm mad, I'm enraged. There's no like middle ground. Now I can of course regulate it. I'm not out here just like going crazy, right? But I took that anger and I was mad at the person. You did this to me, so I fought back. I'm not a shit starter, but I'll finish it. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? So I always wanted to fight. I think that's how I've always been. This is wrong. You've done something wrong. You got me fucked up. So now let's find out. And that doesn't really look now when you say did I ever hate myself, there were times where, of course, I didn't like myself, even in childhood, because when people see you reacting to things, you are the problem. I'm loud. I'm boisterous. I have a big personality. Maybe some people might call my personality polarizing, I guess. But I'm always going to look like the problem, especially if I'm fighting. So I think I would encourage people to actually, when you see something, right, a fight, a disagreement, anything, to look at both sides, because there's three sides, but look at both sides and try to think critically, because a lot of the times we're witnessing reactions to shit and you don't even know what sparked it. The root of a problem is the most important. If your tooth hurts, you can keep taking Advil over and over and over again, but unless you get that root work done, it's going to hurt forever. You haven't healed. So
where did the fight come from?
Maybe my mental illness. I maybe my father, my mother being such fighters, being in the military, like everything was very like, we defend. Like, no, I mean, it wasn't defensive. It was a nice, loving household, but it was very strict. And who are you playing with? Like when we played, but when it's time to stop playing, stop playing.
No, I'm taking my time with the questions because
yeah.
Like I said,
and I hope I'm making sense.
No, it's fine. You're making sense. For me, again, when I say the interview went left and in the best of ways, because this is like the purpose of my podcast, right? And I even explained it a little bit earlier, but even further than what I explained is just understanding that we are so similar even when we can't see it.
Okay.
Right. So like I'm listening to you. Your parents was in the military.
Mhm.
You had both of your parents there.
Yeah.
Like it seemed like from where I come from, you had it made from where I come from. But when I'm listening to you, you're so similar to things that I've been through. Like
Right.
everything you said, like I can relate. I was just waiting for you to finish, right? Like I used to fight. I mean, I got kicked out of 6 different elementary schools.
Same.
I went to 3 different middle schools. I went to 3 different colleges. And I
Yeah.
mean, college is when I'm an adult.
Okay,
All
so
for
I ain't do
fighting.
that. No, I ain't do that college.
Yeah, so
Come on.
what I'm saying is, but I lost multiple jobs
Yeah.
as an adult. So the same thing from being in
Yeah.
elementary school in my adulthood,
Yeah.
all for fighting.
Yeah.
And for me, I think it was because of the environment that I was in. I think the environment created a standard that when I lived up to the standard, it continued to reward the standard.
Okay.
However, what was wrong with that was the standard wasn't a good standard.
Depending on what you fighting for.
Mhm.
Okay, so okay. We both had situations where we went to multiple schools because we were fighting.
Mhm.
I was fighting because I don't want to sound like a victim, but I was fighting because I was being attacked. Right? I remember walking on.
All you homeowners have unique needs. Some feel the need to leave up holiday decorations year-round. Others have the need to use their garage as practice space for their new metal band. And because each homeowner has unique needs, Geico helps you get the right coverage for your home and what's in it. That way, you get exactly what's right for you, even if your needs are unique. Get more with Geico.
Off the school bus on my second day of school at a new school and having girls circle me and the ringleader being like, if you, like they were in a circle, right? I was in the middle and the ringleader was like, if you bump one of us trying to get out of the circle, then we all just gonna fight you. We all gonna jump you. And these are girls I don't know. I've never had words with. What's going on? So I fought because I was defending. Did you fight because you were starting it, or were you defending? Like, what do you fight for? Because when people see fighters, it's a problem, right? Automatically, you see anger as an issue, but anger is just like any other emotion. What was it for? Are you fighting a cause? Are you fighting for something? Were you fighting to defend yourself, or were you fighting because you had anger in you and you wanted to beat down on the little? Like, what was you fighting for?
Oh, me, I was defending what I thought was myself and my family.
Okay.
Like I said, my mom was she did drugs, and I
Okay.
lived in a project. So for the most part, if somebody did drugs and it was close, we all knew, because I didn't have my older brother was diagnosed with schizophrenia
Right.
and bipolar, so
Right.
he didn't live with us. So in the projects, my mom's was very much older than me, right? So like my mom's got raped. She had me at like 45, right? So you gotta understand, my mom is a lot older than my peers' moms. My peers' moms is outside in the projects fighting with them. I say that to paint a picture. So I'm outside, like my mom is copping from a lot of my peers' older siblings because they sell the drugs in the projects.
Right.
So I would get teased for that. So like when I got to school, I was tired of getting teased. Like, you're not gonna talk about my mom's, things like that. So I would fight a lot, right? So like you couldn't just pick on me.
So you were fighting for honor.
Yeah, I was fighting. I thought it was to defend myself. However, as I got older, I understood that I didn't have to do that, because
didn't.
even then, like even when I was get teased, I had to understand that I'm getting teased in the same environment that we all in. So yeah, you might have a PlayStation, but you still live in the projects.
Yeah.
Like yeah, you might have Nikes on your, but you still in the projects. Like
the quality of life is still.
you feel what I'm saying? So it's like yeah, I might have on Payless and you might got on Nikes, but it's like we still in the projects.
We're still in the project.
We're still on subsidized housing.
Yeah.
So I had to learn these things over time, right? I say that to say is like, again, my whole point of saying that is, I had someone that's sitting across from me whose lifestyle was probably, again, who I thought was way much better than mine, but she was going through the same thing
It's
that
the
I was
same
going
thing.
through.
This is what I want to reach on about, like mental health.
Mm-hmm.
Mental is really important, but we shy away from it. We don't care about it. Whether or not, like I'm gonna use an example, a phrase like that whole I'll cry in a Porsche, right?
Mm-hmm.
When women are with wealthy men, but they're not being treated right, so they justify it by saying, well, if I'm gonna cry in a Porsche.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm crying in a Honda, we're still crying.
Mm-hmm.
We still feel pain. Our days are still bleak. We're still miserable. You just happen to be in a shinier a better car. We all experience the same things in different ways. And for some reason, some of us take our experiences and we think it makes us better than others. And we think it allows for us to be in higher groups with higher statuses to look down upon others. But it's like, listen, it's the same shit. If your mama was on crack and she was abusive, not saying yours, but for example, and my mom was a rich doctor and I got everything I want, but my stepfather, her boyfriend, whatever, was abusive. We both were little kids in a scary environment. Now, I'm going to have the resources to go off to college, I can make my pain feel a little better with money. That's why people think money buy happiness. I can make my pain better. I can afford to go to a therapist. I can afford to live a lifestyle and to create a whole new reality and maybe to shut off what my stepfather did, and I can just go about my life. You can't do that, but you might be able to get on some shrooms and jump into a different reality, right? We're both doing the same thing. It's just in different ways. And unfortunately, we live in a society where if my way of handling my pain is glamorous, then it's better than your way. If it's dingy, rusty, ghetto, whatever, it's the same shit. It's the same shit.
Do you think you was able to get over all of the pain, I guess, from like...
I don't think you ever really get over pain, but you cope. Absolutely. It's still painful when you think back, right? People say, no, I don't think anybody's healed. People are like, oh, come healed. If you're coming to me with a relationship, come healed. You never really heal. If I'm cut right now and it heals, I have a scar. It's never gone back to normal. I still have a scar there. That piece of my body is still more sensitive than any other because it was traumatized. So I don't think I think I cope, and I think I understand. I accept. I think I accept whatever has happened to me, whatever I've done. I think I forgive people that have hurt me. I think I forgive myself.
How? Like, how do you accept that?
I know. Because you realize that everybody's actions are a reflection of how they internally feel. If you triggered me right now, I got up and I said, man, fuck this shit, and I fucked your whole setup. You can be mad at me forever, hold on to it, say you never want to do a podcast again, say guests are so rude and disrespectful, or you can realize like, damn, she must have been really triggered. She must be going through something, and fix your shit and say whatever. I mean, that doesn't mean that you give me access back to your life, back to your paw. It doesn't mean that you do, we could ever be the same again. But at the end of the day, you accepted what I've done. You accepted that you didn't deserve it. You maybe forgive me, but you lose access. You take that access away. People have too much access to other people. No. I think that's what it is. You can't truly forgive because you're still giving access to. I got a family member that's really hurt by his father, but he keeps giving him access. I said, baby, you got to give him, spoonfuls of presents. Hi, how you doing? Everything good? That's good. Okay, bye. Because when y'all get deeper, he starts to disrespect you. You start to feel degraded. You got to know where people belong in your life,
I feel like I'm getting a lot of like...
I want to burp. It's right here, but it's not going to come out, so it's going to...
Try to swallow. I mean...
Okay, but I tell you one thing, I don't do that. No, I don't. I'm a lady.
Pause, man.
You said it.
That was crazy. You try to...
No, you said that. You got me all.
Anyway.
Let's get back focused.
What I was saying was,
yes.
It seems like you got it all figured out.
No, I don't.
It seems like...
Okay.
It seems like when I hear you talk, I hear you give like it sounds like advice. It sounds like game.
I've been through it.
Yeah, but I'm not really hearing like how you feel through it and how
it is what I feel. I can only give game because I've experienced. When I talk, I'm talking from experience. So when you say, well, how? I'm telling you. And that's the reason why I wanted to start the mess. I wanted to I just didn't want to be messy because I'm bored, blah, blah, blah. Even though I am a petty Betty, if I do say so myself. I wanted to show people what it looks like to call out abuse in real time. I wanted to show people what it looks like to process abuse in real time, to reflect what these feelings are. I think I underestimated that process publicly and how that would really feel. I think I thought I was built for that shit, and I think I still am, because mind you, this is not, it's recent, it's currently going on. I think I'm built for it, but I needed to feel it, because now I need to feel what people have really went through. For example, I've just said I've been abused, I'm hurt, I'm vulnerable. People say, shut up, you deserved it, da 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 da. That is how that little girl or little boy feels when they go to their parents and they're already scared and hurt. And they're like, I'm going to say something that's going to be so scary. I don't know what your reaction is going to be. And for the kids that get, or for the adults, because we all need it. We're all just big kids. We're all just grown kids, right? For the adults that get the, I support you, I believe you, I got your back. That nigga did what? That bitch did what? Oh, we going after them. For the people that got that, good for you. Good for you. You had support. You had a village. But for the people that didn't happen, or what was you doing to make him want to do that to you? What was you wearing to make him look at you like that? For the people that get that, or what were you wearing? Or the men feel like they can't even come out about abuse. We can't even give dumbass justifications to men like, what were you wearing, or you probably deserved it. We can't even say that to men, because men won't even come out. Because the first time men come out, I've experienced that with this whole messy situation. The first time a man comes out and says, a woman abused me, it's sassy boots. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, some niggas are sassy. Mm-hmm. I call them out every day. I'm calling one out right now. But a man that's arguing with a woman on social media because he's never got no game, and, or he ain't never had no game and no women ever talked to him, is different from a man that's saying, I was hurt by a woman. I was hurt. Or I was hurt by a man. It's different. Mm. And so when we talk about it, I don't know, we just gotta like destigmatize it, and really, we don't gotta be sad every day. That's another reason why I wanted to come out and do it. Because people were like, well, if you were so abused, why are you smiling? If you were so hurt for so long, why do you laugh? And it's like, because why should I allow them to have my like, I don't even know if I know how to like articulate this. Why should you already taken everything. You're going to take my joy?
Mm. Can we get a tissue, please?
You already took everything. You're going to take my voice? I mean, if you've been through abuse and you didn't have a camera or a webcam, and you didn't have audio of what happened, it's going to be difficult for you to prove, especially in front of people who are committed to, is it disbelieving? Not believing you. And so I wanted to do this because I want you to see what everyone has to go through, right? You got, in a situation where you call out abuse, you got the people that love your abuser, they're hurt. You got the people that was abused by the abuser. Now you're opening another, like now you're making them remember and relive their trauma. They're hurt, right? Thank you. Oh, is this bounty? This is nice. They're hurt. Everybody is hurt. Hurt people.
And this is what I wanted to, because I hear you say it's like everybody else, right? Mm. But if we could take away from everybody else, I know you did this and it's helping everybody else understand, but like, I want to talk about you.
Okay.
Right? So like, and that's why I actually just had a capacity, because it's like, I really want to talk about you. Not everybody, I understand, like we do things and it can help everybody else, it's motivating, it's inspiring for everybody else, but forget them for a second. Mm-hmm. When we talk about therapy, I've said this like 10 times over the past week. One of the best questions that I've ever been asked from my therapist is, how did that make you feel? Because again, I hear you and I hear a lot of myself and you, and what I mean, like super understanding, right? A lot of times things are what they are. You can't change it. So when things happen bad, it's like I'm even killed, right? So when I hear you speak, I'm like, I understand that, I accept that.
Right.
But one of the best questions I was asking me was like, how did that make you feel? And I wasn't even able to answer that, right, as I just explained a little bit. because again, I was so understanding. My therapist said, how did it make you feel that your mother
Right.
probably wasn't as present as you wanted to be? I'm
Right.
like, bro, my mom's the best moms in the world because she did what she had to do. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be the person I am.
Period.
Nah, that's cool.
Mhm.
How did it make you feel? So when I hear you, I'm like, I hear you talking about like, everybody, this, nah.
Yeah.
That's cool, but
Yep.
what about you though?
Like I feel everything. I feel like I'm an empath, so I feel intensely. Maybe that's the bipolar. I feel intensely, so I feel 10 different emotions on one day. I might feel, happy that I'm finally free from a situation that I shouldn't have ever been in and I shouldn't have stayed in. I feel angry. I feel bitter. I feel resentment. I feel powerful. I feel emboldened. Like I can't, it would be difficult for me to be like, oh, I feel strong. Because sometimes I feel weak. But I'll take what something made me feel and I want to fight for people. And in that way, I fight for myself.
Mm-hmm. Do you think it's finally time that you are able to like fight for yourself now?
Yeah.
Do you feel like you couldn't do that at a time?
I've always fought for myself. I've always been in situations. So like being in the military, a lot of like commanders, first sergeants can't keep their hands to themselves. They're very touchy. And when you're in a situation where you live with these men, you sleep with these men, you wake up with these men, you stay with these men, you shower right next to these men. It's like I was in a situation where a group of girls felt one way about a sergeant and I felt the same way and we were all going to fight. And when it came down to it, I was the only one fighting. Mm-hmm. I worked at HR and craft where I came in with a group of new hires and I was so excited and I was like, okay, this is going to be a great job. But then the manager made it a point to fire everybody before Christmas and laughed about it, boasted about it. I got to keep my job. It was like me and two other people that got to keep our jobs, but everybody else had to go and they were angry at me, angry at the people that got to stay. You know what I mean? It was a whole bunch of emotions. It was fucked up. Later on found out that they were like hiring illegal immigrants, like promising to pay them $12, but really paying them $6. So me being HR, like I fought for that. It's wrong. I guess I took my feelings from the whole watching my coworkers get fired thing on before Christmas, and they all have families. So I'm seeing some of them cry and some of them scream. That's crazy emotional. That's really intense. I took that feeling. I held that for a couple months, but then when that went down, I was like, oh no, we're gonna fight for them. So I'm a fight for myself. I'm gonna choose myself, but so I fight for others. That's how I fight for myself. I fight for me and the people that feel like me.
Okay. So when I ask you, do you think this is the time to fight for you? You think you're fighting for others as well now?
I think I'm fighting for me and others. I think two things can be true at once. Of course, let me give you an example with this whole messy situation, right? If I just fought for me, then when he called me and offered me $500,000 to make everything go away, I wouldn't have been pushing so hard for, but you've done A, B, and C. We gonna make sure they straight or what's up? You fight for yourself, but in so you help others as well. You fight for, if you were abused as a child, you'd want to fight for the children that don't have a voice. You better than anybody would know how they feel, why they won't tell, why they're so scared. You've been through it. Why wouldn't you fight?
Right. Do you feel like people feel that though? Do you feel like people understand it and they feel that you're fighting for them?
No. They feel like I'm fighting for them? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the people that I'm actively fighting for know what I'm doing and know why I'm doing it. That's the only people that matter.
So when you say no, you don't feel like everybody understands?
No, I don't think everybody understands because you couldn't. I don't know. This is going to sound so crazy. I don't know. I used to always ask myself when I was little, why did Rosa Parks do what she did? Why did Martin Luther King do what they did? Sure, it wasn't right. Sure, they were going through a hard time. and of course I'm minimizing it. I know what they experience, but what made you want to be the voice? Because everybody that's the voice gets shot, killed, freaking arrested. Everybody that is the voice, the one person that the people can, depend on to fight for what's right, they all get killed. So I was like, I get it, and I'm thankful, but that's really putting yourself in the line of fire for everybody else when you could just fall back and deal with it. But then I realized, I think when I had my kid, and when I look at my son, it's like, oh, the way I feel, and I don't know why they did it, but the way I feel, the reason I feel they did it is because this is not a life worth living if we have to live it like this. It's no point. There's no quality. If our kids can't go to school without being shot down, if our parents can't go to the grocery store without being killed, if we can't walk around at certain hours of night without being hung, if we can't look at white women without being dragged in the street like dogs, there's no, we're not living. We're here. We work, we eat, we go to sleep, we have sex, we make children, but we're not here. We're not really enjoying our life. We only get one. So if I gotta die fighting for something, fighting for a better life, fuck it. Or I could just live in this pain, in this reality.
So I guess I like how you even put it. You said with this mess, right? I feel like people know what we're talking about. So since we're here, when we talk about that, what do you think your fight is then?
I don't know. My fight was with Mojojo. I'm not gonna hold you. I said, oh no. When I reflected and I realized what happened, and when I realized what a true narcissist is and what it means to really be wrapped up in something like that, that triggered the mental health advocate side of me to really deep dive and figure out what's going on. What did I play? What part did I play in my own abuse? Why did I allow it? What's going on? When I told my story, it was going to be strictly about financial. I was going to say they always laugh at. Sorry, there was a burp. Sorry. There's the burp. They always laugh at Black people for being poor or ignorant or we don't have anything. Every time, if you look historically, every time we've tried to build something, it's been torn down. And finally, when we have it, when a Black man or a Black woman has it, whatever it is, right? Success, money, and they can pour back in. Sometimes it doesn't happen. Sometimes it does. But majority, depending on how you look at it, it doesn't happen. We get more clothes, and now our dogs have chinchillas in the wintertime and diamond leashes just because we got money. Fuck it, we ball. But everybody else is what? Still, and praising you because you made it. Thank God, amen. You made it. Well, reach out your hand, nigga. Help other people. Let's build up the community. So I was trying to talk about financial literacy because here we go. I met this guy. He came off like a brother. I'm gonna teach you. We're gonna make money. I got you. You're so this really pumping up with love and care. I would say love bombing, but we never had sex. We never was in a relationship. Never. But it was I got you. I'm going to pour into you. So you're excited. You're oh God, this is a great opportunity. I'm excited. And then in a relationship that gets snatched away. And then you stay in a situation because you hope that you'll get back to when it was, I got you. We're going to help you. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. But it never does. And then once you've had enough, you fall back, you reflect, and you realize I stayed for too long. I got played. And in doing, I played myself. And how can I learn from this and never do it again? So they make fun of us for not having, money or this or success, and our kids are this and that. But it's I wanted to talk about financial literacy because these are the mistakes that I made. We didn't put shit in a contract. I believed you. I trusted you. These are things that can be avoided so that other people don't have to deal with that. But when everybody came out, I got protective orders. I got pictures. He beat me. Okay. Well, and I'll just add context. A lot of the reasons why I felt like I really cared about this guy and really wanted to build this great platform with this guy is because he always talked about his abuse, and that shit hurt me. Like, I feel. So I was like, oh my God. And it would be so frequently. So he would always tell stories. But then when it got to the point where I no longer even care for you, I don't even care what you do, I never want to talk to you again, I really don't care, it's hard to empathize with his abuse. Especially when you feel like he uses his abuse to gain sympathy so that you could, become vulnerable and he can continue to abuse. When people started coming out about his abuser, his mentor, I remember something that he said 2-something shows ago where he was like, my mentor is still mentoring boys to this day. And Dr. Cheyenne was like, well, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to go public? Are you going to how are you going to fight this guy? Because clearly, he told the story to everybody, all the stories. She's like, clearly you're 35 now, you're grown, you feel strong enough, you've created this platform, you help people. So are you going to go after this mentor? And he kind of shut down. He didn't answer her. And immediately my instinct to fight came in. And I was like, well, he doesn't have to, talk about his abuse publicly and stuff like that. Because that's what abuse is. Like, I don't know. I was triggered to fight and defend him, even though at that point I couldn't even stand him. But I was still defending. I don't know how to explain it. I didn't even believe him, but I did believe him, but I didn't believe him. But I was dealing with my own shit, so it didn't matter. But then when people started coming out about the mentor, I was like, oh shit, this is true. This mentor is still doing this to boys to this day. So here we have women who are coming out about physical stuff and about stalking and different things, which I experienced. When you say, no, I don't want to work with you anymore, it's calls and calls and emails and I can't lose you. And it's possessive. It's possessive, and you cannot possess a human being. We are not yours. So I started hearing the similarities, even though they were with him and I was only working with him. Then I started talking to people that worked with him. Similarities. Been talking to people that worked with him. Similarities. We all know that we've been financially abused in that situation, but I've never been physically abused by him or sexually abused by him, or, I was only supposed to talk about financial. But I felt like I'm fighting for myself anyway. I mean, that doesn't mean, hear stories and just believe people and then, fight and just believe everything. But when those things were vetted, when those things were founded, I was like, oh no, I'm already in the fire. I've already through my first shot. Might as well go all the way.
So I guess, all right, so from somebody on the outside looking in, right, we look at, I guess it's tonight's conversation, we see this big platform that's clearly giving people opportunities, right, that's taking people from social media influencers to being on this big platform and now have a name for themselves, right, putting money in people's pocket, taking people around the world or the country to travel, and it's like, why do all that for people just to abuse them, I guess?
I think you're only able to do that. I wouldn't say that. I'm not going to say everybody that's ever been successful is a terrible person. I'm not. There are successful people that work hard, got their bread, helped the community, and called it a day. But I'm talking about the people that are money hungry and power hungry, and they need the money and the power. They only got everything that you just named, it only happened because of how they scammed. Because of how they lie. It's like that one meme that's like, it's going to take me a little longer because I'm not scamming, selling pussy, killing people, manipulating, whatever. It's because, and I say this, and I've always said this, good guys don't finish last. It's just that the bad guys take it first. And so now you have to, okay, let's say we're building up something, me and you, I'm the good guy, you're the bad guy, you come and knock my shit over. Gotta build it up again. It's gonna take you longer. People are gonna take it. Like with this situation with me, I had millions of followers before I joined the platform. The platform wasn't where it was. They used my audience. They directed, whatever. Okay, cool. I asked him after all the abuse, after everything, I said, hey, let's keep things cordial. I just don't want to work with you. I don't want to work with you anymore. I want to disassociate myself with tonight's conversation. I want to be apart. No. You should tell people that we just grew apart. I'm not going to tell people that we grew apart. I just want to be cool. How about you just give me a goodbye post? That way, my fans, my followers, the people that come to the show to see me and support me and show me love, they'll know that I'm no longer associated, but I'm going about my day. He said, no. He said, I got videos of you for 4 or 5 years. I own all the footage. Okay. So it would be weird if we said goodbye to you and we were still posting you. Bet. So stop posting me. Well, I can't do that because I own all this. Listen, I said, if you don't give me a goodbye post, I'm going to say goodbye myself. Don't do that. Don't do that. Calling. It's like people have to go through extreme measures to get away from others. Why is abuse so prevalent? Why does it happen so naturally? I'm sorry, this shit happens every day. And more people are enabling and complicit than they know. Every time I justified, every time somebody said, quit. Family, my father, my mother, my friends, my man, quit. This is terrible. I would say, first of all, it's good money. This is good money. So one, you're focused on money. So when you focus on only money, your quality of life will dwindle. And you'll get that money, but your quality of life will dwindle. Because you're too busy chasing. You won't stop and enjoy. So what's the point, right? I said it's good money. And then I said, you don't understand. He do the things that he do because he was abused. You don't get it. That is enabling. Like, that's enabling. I thought I was trying to be more understanding. Like, I had a good childhood, so maybe, you didn't have a good childhood. Really bad things happened to you for a long time. I can understand why you are so angry, why you yell at people, belittle people, demean people, because you're just angry. But how many times do you have to beg a person to heal before you're like, you know what? You're not going to change, and you can't go around fucking with everybody's lives. Going in and tearing up people's lives, but then stepping on a platform and acting like you're doing some service to a community that you don't even give a fuck about. So, yeah.
Where did it first go left at, though? Like, what happened?
I think, and that's another thing, as I'm processing, it isn't just everything was great and then Tuesday Bob went crazy. It's little things like he would always say, you're fat, you're this, you're that. I was in the military, so men were mean, people talk shit. I didn't care. But when you realize that for years and years, having somebody say you're not valuable, you're not going to find anything else, this is the best opportunity you'll ever have, you're just a content creator, you're fat, you need to get prettier. I thought, like, fuck that nigga. Like, I was like, whatever. But every single day, like, hearing this, it's doing something to you. It makes you subconsciously say, maybe he's right. Maybe they're right. That's what happens with children or anybody that's been abused. Maybe I did deserve it. When the guy slaps his wife and then says, you made me do that. And she's like, you're right, I did. Like, I shouldn't be so mouthy. Or, yeah, I should have given you your drink on a coaster instead of putting it on the... No. There's no justification.
So when did the light bulb hit that you knew that this isn't for me? I guess when was that moment, that awakening moment? Like, I can't take. I
think I've been felt that for. I think we were working together. I've been on the stage for like 4 years. So the first, I say 1 year was like hard, but it was just I'm learning. The second year was still hard. Everything been hard, but the second year was like, oh, okay, I don't like this. But then once the investments came in, right? Once the whole, hey, I know I screwed you up with this. Let me just, how about we do this together and we invest in this and we do that. Once that happened and I fell into a debt, I wanted to leave, but I wanted to leave after I got out of debt. Mm-hmm. And I'll say in 2024, November, I was 100% zero debt.
Well,
no
how
debt.
you was getting in debt? You was paying, like, what you mean?
So, like, for example, he would, so for us, he would say, like, for me and Kitty, he would say, I'm going to invest in your tour. Or I really want you to do something else, like another show, and I'm going to put it on the app. You know, all of us were there. The core was there when the app was just starting. So we were working hard, like 20-something episodes a day, like every day, to try to get this content on this app and build up this app. And finally, when the app blew up, he was like, oh yeah, we're losing money. I'm broke. I'm bankrupt. So it's like, okay, because he would make you want to work with him under the umbrella of, once this shit hit, I got you. Mm-hmm. But this shit hit. And he was like, I don't have any money. I'm sorry. My bad. So he would tell us, like, he would tell me that he was going to do 8 episodes. Go ahead and talk to my videographer, set it up. We're going to do this. Of course, you know, production is expensive. All this stuff is expensive, right? Cool. So I would do it. He would say, just handle everything. And on the back end, I got you.
Okay.
So you would do it, you know, and say, okay, everything's right. It's like how you want it, whatever. We good? Oh, yeah. In 3 weeks, we'll have a contract for you. Okay, cool. 3 weeks come, nothing. In another week, nothing. Just wait another week, nothing. Finally, you just give up. Towards the end, when I was like pulling away, I think he could tell, and it became more possessive. It wasn't like that in the beginning. It just got, you know, over time, gradually, he said he made me feel like I couldn't go back on tour unless he took control of my merch. Well, the merch is how you make the majority of the money, because all the tour money goes to him. Mm. So the merch is where you make your money. But then he would not give me certain merch on certain cities, or when I would get my merch, it would be like fucked up. Like it looked like somebody like jumped all over it. Like it looked like my cups and the packaging were all messed up. So you can't sell that. It's just small things of sabotage to your side business. Cause he knows that when what you got on the side builds, you're gonna leave. And his fear is that you will leave. So for the people that he isn't sleeping with, financial is how he'll get you, you know, in debt. He'll say, I'm sorry, I'm gonna make it up. Hey, listen, this year, once you sign that contract, I'm telling you, people are going to come to the show. They're going to buy your stuff. You're going to make projected, what, 200, 300,000 this year. You're going to make
So I guess when you say you were in debt, I guess I'm not understanding, because you said you were staying because you was getting paid.
Yeah, you're getting good money. Mm-hmm. And so you're actively investing in yourself on other ventures. Mm-hmm. He gets mad when you are doing other things. So he'll tell you things like, you need to quit your job. That shit makes you look tired. You know, you need to stop working over here, work over here. And so when that didn't work with me, it was, hey, listen, okay, since you're not going to quit your little job, invest in this, because we're going to do a show. The show's going to be like this. Just handle it. And then in the back end, I'm going to give you the money. Okay. But then he never gives you the money. Well, guess what? That's not illegal. Somebody telling you, if I told you right now, hey, listen, I can buy you 4 more cameras and just buy it and then I'm going to repay you. Mm-hmm. That's not illegal. Somebody can do that and lie to you. And if you believe them, that's your fault.
So how many shows you think you did? Because I guess
well, so I did it in groups. So my first group, like my first batch, my first season would have been $100,000.
Oh, okay.
Do you get what I'm saying? I did the season. I was like, oh, okay, we did the 8 episodes because it was supposed to go on the app. Mm-hmm. So I did my podcast, and we waited for it to go on the app so they could start making money, generating, so I get my money back and he can get money. And he said, as long as he owns all the footage, he can, I don't know. I can't really get into detail of like what he said, because it was a lot. It's very jumbled and mumbled. It's confusing. It's a lot of fast talking. It's a lot of gaslighting. I didn't say that. I never said that. So I know if it comes off like, wait, how did you lose money? I was like processing that in real time. That's why I started the series. Mm. Like, where did I go wrong? Right? Now, I did get myself out of debt and I'm proud of myself for that. But where did I go wrong? And I think where I went wrong was I had a lot of trust and I put a lot of trust in somebody that I knew wasn't trustworthy. I thought I was helping build a platform that in the back of your mind, you kind of know isn't yours. he would say like, you're the first lady, da-da-da-da. You were there when this was nothing. When this makes money, we're going to take off. But it made money. And then he was like, well, I'm bankrupt. I don't have anything. But then with the same breath, he would get on stage and be like, I'm rich, because he can't help bragging. So it's like, are we losing money? Is the show, it seems it's getting bigger. It seems you're making a shit ton of money because you keep bragging about it. So what about all those investments? What about all those things you said? Why did you just lie? What was the point of it? And when I'm processing it, the only thing that comes to my mind is just like with the relationships, because with the women, it's all the same. It's a pattern. I'm going to keep calling. I'm going to keep calling. I'm going to keep calling. I'm going to try to bring you back. I'm going to buy you a dog. And then I'm going to say, it's my dog. Bring it back. I'm going to get you back. I don't know. Every year we wanted to leave. We all came together and said we wanted to leave. I don't know. That's what abuse is. I think it's confusing and frustrating. And I think when you try to articulate it and I even tried to put it in chronological order. I did.
That's what I was going. Yeah.
I tried. I was trying to make sense of what the fuck the last 4 years of my life have been. What the fuck? So that's what the whole like, who the fuck did I work for? Mm-hmm. Dead ass. Who did I work for? Because as I'm trying to understand my own financial abuse, I'm getting confirmation on the sexual abuse, all while getting new information about the physical abuse from relationships, and everything's coming together. And I'm like, oh, you're actually a terrible person. You're actually that. I mean, I don't know. I didn't know. I knew he was an asshole. I knew he was deeply hurt. But I don't think we understand the true definitions of words. I always was like, he's a narcissist. I have videos where I'm throwing shots at him like, narcissist. But did I truly know what a narcissist was? No. Not until I met one, went into business with one, became a friend with one, and said, shit. Like, another thing is, in our community, we don't, as long as somebody has money, we equal money with success of anything. When we see, I'm not trying to throw shade or nothing, but when we see Nick Cannon have 14 kids by 14 Instagram models, we say, at least he got money. Because in our mind, that means he will do the right thing and take care of those kids and be in every one of those kids' lives and teach and guide and love those kids. Yeah, he will. Will he? Or will he just, when they grow up, say, will he only like 7 of them? Will he ignore the ones that don't look right? Or, I don't know. I'm not trying to... We equate money with success. So as long as I have money, as long as I look the part, as long as the people around me think I appear confident, strong, I appear like I have integrity, it's a fucking facade. You had to build up an image. And I think people that have to do that will always hate people like me. I'm always going to be hated because I'm authentic and I am who I am. Off camera, on camera, when I wake up, when I go to bed. Of course, there's parts of me that you won't see because as a human being, I have my parts. I can have my privacy with certain things, but for the most part, it is what the fuck it is.
No, I understand. I guess because I'm somebody who's striving to be, successful and a boss in my own sort and put other people in position to make money. I'm just wondering, I guess, where did it go wrong? Maybe even so I can learn for myself. Because in my mind, I'm like, why would I put so many people in position to win just to F them over? Did I put people in positions to win, or did I need pawns in order to make money? I understand that. Did I put... Taraji P said when she went against Tyler Perry, I think, I don't want to... She said, he gave me the most money that I ever made, but he didn't pay me what I was worth. And people were like, so what? You got money. Didn't you get money? Yeah, but you have to also understand our industry, how much this makes. Like, for example,
if me and you go in on a project and we know it's going to make $100 million, but I give you 10,000 and I say, hey, good job on your part of it, but it didn't make anything, but we both know what it really made. I paid you 10K, bro. But did I pay you what you were worth?
But that's just being a liar. Like if you say, if I ain't make nothing, that's just being a liar.
Right. So many of these people are liars. So many of these people are manipulators because they need you to get where they want to be. They're opportunists. And now I'm finding that there's more opportunists and people like that than there are people that'll be like, hey, want to work together and create something great. And that is the reason why we cannot achieve and we cannot go higher in our community. We can't because we're so focused on having things. We want to have things. We want to have bitches and cars and da-da-da. We want to brag. We want to brag in front of thousands of people and say, I'm rich. Because we want all the people to clap and we want all this. But we never think about the people that you had to step on, use, spit on, yell at. The people that are, the people that make that fucking show run don't make enough to survive. Yet he's constantly saying, quit your job. Trust me, when this takes off, it's taking off. Stop lying. Same thing with the whole craft. You're a $1 billion company. I'm not saying that, the company did this. I'm saying where I worked, you're a $1 billion company. And you promised these people $12 an hour, these illegal immigrants, $12 an hour. And they are working in 20-degree weather in a freezers. They worked in freezers. They had coats every day. Imagine working in a freezer every day. You can give them $6 more so that their kids can eat. You could. Now, that would make you a good person. That would make you somebody that was trustworthy. That would make you somebody that does what they say they're going to do.
Right. I guess going back to the Taraji P. Henson thing, right?
Okay.
Like outside of the lying, because it's just a liar. I'm saying like when she says, yeah, he paid me good money, but he didn't pay me what I was worth. Isn't your worth like perspective based? Because if I'm making, I don't know, let's say I'm making $100 million, right?
Right.
And I decide to pay you, I don't know, $10,000. If
Right.
you say okay,
right?
Am I wrong? Am I a bad person for that?
No, you're not bad for that. But then you have to understand different industries, right? If in our industry, we don't know how much a thing, like in that industry, in the movie industry, you don't know how much the movie's gonna make. I mean, once you become like a big director, producer, then yeah, you kind of know. But still, even they have their flops where they were like, damn, I thought that, we put $100 million in this. We thought we were gonna make $200 million, but we didn't. So you never know. So you sit there and I mean, yeah, you write on the contract or yeah, it's like 100,000, but when you realize that it's taken off and that it's made 200 something million, okay, the first time you might be like, well, now I know. Now the next movie you need to say, hey, I think this movie, the last movie I was on, made 100 million. So instead of taking that 10,000, I want 40,000 or I want 100,000. And if that person laughs in your face and says, hi, you're not worth it, then walk away. That's how you develop your worth, but you have to develop that worth. Because one, that comes from talent, right? Some extra in a movie is not Taraji P. Henson. So you're not going to pay Taraji P. Henson what you pay some extra in a movie. And so a lot of it is, it's a hope, or they'll sell you a dream. The next one. And then you find, or we'll figure out, listen, I'll pay you this, but in the back end, if this does what it needs to do, I got you. It doesn't work like this.
Right.
They don't got you.
So did you sign any contract at all?
I signed I signed the contracts for the specific tour, but for I feel like his goal was not to have you do something else.
Right.
So yeah, the contract for the tour, he did little things like make deals with my boyfriend so that I'd have to pay for my own flights, right? So what he did was, I guess my ex-boyfriend, so my boyfriend at the time had told him something was up, like we didn't get the money that we needed to for the flights, because usually we get, flights, hotels, whatever. I didn't know this, but apparently he had cut off flights. He was like, y'all are paying for your own flights. Y'all are paying for your own hotels. Okay, so he had gotten an advance so that he could pay for our flights and hotels so we can get there. Cool. So the whole tour goes, and I didn't know until I waited for my paycheck and I didn't get my paycheck. And I was like, so I hit up the manager like, where's my money? And she was like, oh, we made a deal. You promised to pay this money back. Who? You and your ex. Was there a contract? She sends a promise to pay, but there's no signature. I said, so even if y'all did make a deal, he didn't sign anything. What are you doing? And even if I did sign off on it and I did want to pay for my own flights, own hotels, it's shit like that, knowing your worth. I don't want to pay for my own flights in order to get somewhere and work a job. You know, I don't want to do that, especially not when that wasn't the standard before. So I would like to have that conversation of, why am I now paying for my flights? But instead of having that conversation with me, he'll go to someone else and have that conversation. So she gives me the promise to pay. It wasn't signed, and they were like, it is what it is. And I said, okay. I mean, there's nothing we can do. It is what it is. I paid for my own flights to get to the place. Okay. But it's shit like that where you're waiting for a paycheck and then you find out some slimy shit happened in the back end and you're like, okay. Like, this is not what you need. So I think it was a lot of promises, a lot of I got you once this hits, a lot of back end, and that was one of the things that I really wanted to hone in on when it comes to financial abuse and financial literacy. If it's not in a contract, I don't care if that's your cousin for 10 years. I don't care if he rode with you forever. If y'all are starting a business together, put it all in paper. And then even if you put it on paper, you still might have to go fight in court. You still might, and then you still might lose even if you're in the right. It doesn't matter. These things happen all the time. But maybe if we were more aware, maybe if we knew, hey, the first time somebody messes you up, that's it. We do the same thing in relationships. The first time somebody cheats on you, they're telling you who they are. We keep wanting to say, oh, it was just a mistake. A mistake is I said I was going to take out the trash, but I didn't. Not I'm going to go text a girl for 6 months, right? Text a guy for 6 months, go to their house, have sex with them, start a relationship with them. That's choices. That isn't a mistake. It isn't a mistake. So the first time somebody shows you exactly who they are and what they are capable of, first ask yourself, am I capable of shit like that? Would I do that to somebody? I'm so trusting because I thought before with the mindset of, well, I wouldn't do that to you. That doesn't mean they won't do it to you. So
do you think, I'm just curious, because I see clearly like, it's so many people leaving now. Do you think that was the problem with everybody? Like the
money? Yeah.
How was he, like, how is somebody able to, like, I guess, get that off with so many people?
I want to say this. I know it sounds like weird and it's not going to make sense, right? And I wish it did. I wish it made more sense. But I'll say that when somebody has been abused since they were a kid, they've learned how to lie, hide, mask, manipulate. I'm not saying everyone that's been abused. Because some people, they take that abuse and they say, I'm going to fight for others. I'm not going to be the person that abused me. And some people turn into the abuser. Okay, we say, how is this happening? Okay, well, he told me that a mentor of his has been hurting him for years, ever since he was a kid. And this mentor is still doing that to boys to this day. Well, that would have been 20 years. 20 years. So I post a picture of the mentor. I don't even say the name. And 15 people come out and say, that's the guy. And yep, he did it. And this is his name. And this is where you can find him. And he's doing that to Sandra's boy. This is not a real name, but this is just a fake name, right? Sandra's boy. How? So you mean 15 people can point to a man and say, you do this to little boys, yet he's not in jail? How? Well, he's good at, maybe, right? Allegedly, I don't want to get sued, but maybe he's good at manipulating, lying. Maybe he's learned how to groom the little boy so good that the boy is like, nah, not me. Nah. Because he starts off like a friend, like a big brother. Hey, bro, them shoes is, hey, bro, I got you. Come to the mall. Like, damn, this person really looks out for me. This person really loves me. Until you find out what the ulterior motive is. That love was fake love, that love was given to you for a reason. Now, what is that reason? Well, depending on the type of person you are, some people, the reason is Because I love and I love to pour in and I hope to receive. And some people's reason is because I need you to trust me so that you can become vulnerable so I can really fuck you up because I like to deliver the same type of hurt that was delivered to me. I mean, shit, yeah, you didn't deserve it, but neither did I. So here we are.
You know, how do you think you, I guess, if all of y'all have like a similar story, everybody left, right? How do you
Everybody didn't leave.
A lot of people left.
Who?
I don't know names. I don't know characters, but I seen
Everybody didn't leave.
Trip. It was a few people. The girl, the other.
Kitty didn't leave.
Oh, okay.
Kitty didn't leave.
Cause I was that's what I was wondering. Like, how do you then start? Like, why is it static between y'all now? Because
so as we were on tour, so you asked me about my son off camera, right?
Mm-hmm.
You were like, how was touring with a kid? It was hard because I'm a single mom. So when my child is not with me, I have to like make sure my child is squared away, right? Because and it hurts because you're not with your child, right? So we're with people every single weekend, every day, eating breakfast with them, going partying with them at night, going to bed. They become our family. So in a weird way, we are family. We are this fucked up, dysfunctional type family. And Daddy Mojo runs the show. So we're all getting together and I'm hearing Kitty say, he put me in debt, Keita. I trusted him with that tour shit. I know you told me not to. Because I'm saying to her, like, it's hard. It's hard to tell somebody and warn somebody about the abuse that they're about to receive. If you got a homeboy and you tell him about this girl named Carmen and she bad, and he like, hey, watch out for Carmen. Carmen's gonna fuck you up. In your mind, you might take heed. But if Carmen's real bad, you might be like, that nigga's just mad. And that's what it is. So I tried to warn people. I tried to say, hey, with that money shit, if it's not about tour, don't do it with him. Don't do no outside business with him because it's not gonna go right. But she did, and she was put in $30,000 worth of debt. And then I talked to Trip, and Trip said that he had been working for him for 10, 12 years. So since like 2013. And back in the day when they were just doing poetry shows, he promised to pay them like a couple $100s a week or something like that. And he didn't get the money. He wouldn't get the money. Like Trip didn't get paid. But then he would overhear him bragging about making $30,000 that week. Well, it's the same thing, except that was 10 years ago.
Okay.
It's the same shit. He'll put you in something, put you in a little bit of debt, mess with your money a little bit, mess with your merch, mess with your money, right? And then when you confront him about it, he'll say, he'll make up an excuse. I don't know. I didn't know it was gonna pan out. Or with Kitty, he had said like he had wanted her to invest in her tour. He had wanted her to pay for all these venues and the DJ and do all the stuff. And he was going to come in with like $30,000 in the back end, but he didn't. So now she's forced to do all these things, but now she's forced to do it alone whereas she thought she would have a business partner. The business partner always pulls out at the last moment. So I wanted to talk about that, right? In the series and explain things like that. So we all came together and we were like, I was like, we gonna ask for what we worth. Because this man is constantly telling us every weekend he makes millions and he's rich and did you see his new this and he just bought a penthouse in Atlanta. Okay. Well, me and Trip are Airbnb-ing because we have to save money. So me and Trip have to Airbnb so that we can get to the show, so that we can perform for you to make you the millions that you're just going to brag about. Kitty as well. So I told Kitty, I'm like, you're really important, Trip. You're very important. The clips are you, it's y'all. I'm the comedic, aspect of the actual show. So you're not going to see me too much on the clips, but when you come in person, I'm going to make the party happen. And if he doesn't want to give us what we're worth, because he was already in talks of replacing us. He said, Dimitri is going to be a replacement for a Trip. B. Simone will replace me. Dr. Cheyenne replaced Randy, and Kitty, I guess Kitty was always going to be just there. She wasn't going to get replaced, but I didn't know that. So me and Kitty were waiting to see who her replacement was going to be. And And we just said this shit was unfair. We've been rocking with him. We had been pouring into this this platform, these apps. He's making hand over fist. He's showing us his Shopify. He's showing us these things to brag. This is unfair. So we gonna either leave and do our own shit because we know that's the way to get him. He doesn't want to let you go. So we're gonna leave. We're gonna do what we gotta do and we're gonna leave. So, I thought we were gonna band together, but we didn't. But you see, my military experience helped me navigate through a situation where we're strong and we're emboldened and we're going to fight against an abusive person. But at the very last minute or when shit gets hot, you will be fighting alone. Okay, I know how to do that. And that's what happened. Okay, so I don't know who left. Last I heard, he said, I got Trip back. So that's why I need you back. But I don't think he wants me back anymore after all this.
Would that be something you would do though?
No.
Oh, I was about to say.
No. Sometimes with an abuser, you have to do things so extreme that I turned you off from me. Because if you run, he'll chase. So now he don't want shit to do with me. Great. Let's keep it that way. Never call again. Never email again. I'm not associated. So it's not that I want this black man to fail. It isn't that I want to, to do this and that. Yeah, of course I'm mad. I shot shots, right? Like on social media, we took shots because I wanted it to be direct. We get paid every day to teach people how to have healthy and happy relationships. We get paid to teach people how to heal. We get paid to teach people how to resolve conflict. So let's show them in real time. What's the problem? We get paid to do it. We get paid very well to do it. So what's the problem? We get paid, or do we get paid to pretend and we don't actually know how to do it in real life? Is that what happened? So
did you ever get your money? I remember
I'm never going to get my money. I'm never going to get my money. Also, I'm never going to get my money. And also, he's probably going to take me to court, and he does have a substantial amount of money, so he can try to drag it out as much as he wants. Lawyer fees are expensive. That's another reason why I wanted to do what I did, because it's like people were saying, just shut up, just go to court. Do you know how fucked up it is to say to somebody that has been financially abused, just go to court? It's fucked up because yes, go to court, of course. But court takes away from you working a job. Court is long, is stressful. Court is everybody else having to be subpoenaed so they can't go to work, so now they're mad. Court is your lawyer charging you $300-400 an hour, and he's charging you every time he answers the phone or texts. He would, for example, before this whole thing started, when I dropped my first couple videos, that's when he started calling me over and over and over and over. And then he said he was like, I just want this to go away. We can show the public that we'll resolve this conflict. We can even talk to Ayala. I was like, okay, make it right. You know what you promised me. You know all this shit. Make it right. And let's figure out how we can do it. Cause I'm already finna tell people about the financial. But as I'm doing that, I'm answering DMs. I'm looking at my stuff and all this shit is happening. So I'm while we're on the phone, I'm like, did you do this? So you did know about the mentor and you said it. So, okay. But with the ex-wife, with these, I said, because shit sounding real similar with you calling and emailing and them having to put a protective order out on you. Shit sounding real similar. Sounds like you did it. I didn't do that, But then even with me, he thinks that he doesn't do anything wrong. I have recordings. I had to record him because I didn't trust him, but he recorded me too. Called me over and over, days and days. I think he induced, or is that a word, induced? Yeah, induced. Induced a manic episode. My lawyer and me were up until midnight, sometimes 1 a.m., talking to him and his lawyer about fixing this whole problem. Paying me my money, making sure the ex had some money. Because the fact that you're giving out relationships advice and you did so much shit and it's all gonna come out and crash, you might want to clear that up instead of being like, I bought a Atlanta penthouse, where the hoes at. You got some more shit to worry about than where the hoes at. And as we're talking, I'm tired, I'm hungry, I'm stressed out because I have to bear the burden of knowing all this shit. I didn't know this, but now I gotta know. So you know what? Everybody gotta know. if I gotta know, sure, I could have healed alone. Sure. I could have been in my room, mad. He messed me over with money. Then I found out this. Then I found out that. I could have just talked shit in my stories. Those people were going to come anyways. Those people are going to find who has a common enemy. You know why? Because they're not strong enough, and I'm not trying to talk shit, but they're not strong enough to fight on their own. Victims will find victims. That's why it's so stupid that you know, after the whole Diddy shit happens, people were like, 150 people came out. Well, yeah, over 20 years, I bet. What did you think? He only did something bad to one person? I'm not saying everybody's, you know, telling the truth. There are people that look for opportunities to pretend that something happened to them so that they can get a quick payday. Sure. All them people ain't lying. Everybody ain't fucking lying. So yeah, I'm not going to hold you. I'm going to take accountability. Was I going to sign that NDA for that $500,000 so that I can get the money to the people and we can let this go? Yep. But I think God has a funny way of being like, nah, no, you're not. I was tired of fighting. I have been fighting this whole time. Like, I have been fighting forever. I was going to sign it. I wanted to let it go. Enough. Let me move on, do my own ventures. Clearly, I'm not good with working in spaces with people that act like that. Let me move on. But I am going to talk my shit because you took my audience. So I'm finna get my audience back, period. But when everything came out, it became deeper. And I think God was like, you don't have no choice. So the reason I say I thought it was God, I think it's God because he had been calling me and offering money and trying to try to provoke me and get me manic to make things right. But really it was to record me so that he could post me trying to extort him for $500,000. So that basically I sound crazy, I sound whatever. And that's what he would always do when he would do little things. He would always do that, like calling me Kitty's name on stage. He would always do little things to piss me off so that when people saw me mad at work, imagine you see somebody mad at work and be like, what's wrong with John? Mm-hmm. Oh, he's bipolar, he's crazy. He's having an episode again. All right, cool. Absolutely.
Yo, what episode are you on now? Who the fuck did I work with?
I'm on 15.
All right, 15 episodes, and I feel like it changed the tempo changed a little bit.
It had to. Shit came out, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna tell it all. I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it.
I was gonna ask you, but are you like? Do you feel yourself getting tired now?
Yeah. I feel like I told the truth. It got jumbled. It got convoluted. It still don't make no damn sense. So my attempt at trying to make this shit make sense so that people say, failed. But at least I stood up for myself. I think everybody was like asking me, what's the point of this? If you ain't going to get your money, what's the point? Well, if somebody takes everything from you, like the little things that I didn't think were abuse, over those years, I wasn't really wanting to content create. I wasn't pouring into myself, and I couldn't quite figure out what was wrong with me. I was in a good relationship, I felt. I love my son. He's happy. Everybody's good. What's the issue? Why do I feel this way? I don't even want to work anymore. I don't want to create. I'm not creative. I'm not funny. What's wrong? It's because you are in an environment that is killing you. If you wake up every day and there is no will to live, I'm not saying you want to jump. I'm just saying if you were hit by a bus, you wouldn't be sad about it. Like that. You have to fix something in your life. You need to do some type of reflective work. I like to journal. I sell journals. Some type of reflective work. Write it down and look at it. This is what's happening. This is what happened. This is how I felt when this happened. Because when you're in the midst of everything, you don't really know what's going on. I'm thinking to myself, he just mad. He keep calling me fat, but whatever. He keep calling me invaluable. He keeps saying that I'm this and that, but whatever. But hearing that, yeah, he screams in my face to where his spittle touches my face. But so what? I was in the military. I can say, I eat pussies like you for breakfast. I don't give a fuck. No, that's not true.
So when you look back on it, I guess, and you hear people say, well, what's the point of this? What would your direct answer be?
The direct one answer, if I could choose any answer, because there was a lot of points. I had a lot of points like, you played with me, you fucked around, here's how you find out, right? There was a lot of points. But the point is, when you've been financially abused, sexually abused, mentally abused, verbally abused, emotionally abused, spiritually abused, because there's a lot of church hurt. Some people aren't going to believe you. If don't do it because you think you're going to get praise, money, sympathy, no one's going to give a fuck. Everybody's dealing with their own abuse and they're looking at you like, whatever. Okay. Say it. Tell what happened. Say it over and over again in a mirror. Keep talking about it. I'm not saying that you got to let it consume you to where it's your life. I'm going to make a video and I'm going to explain as much as I can, and then I'm going to let it go. I'm going to do a docuseries because I'm funny and I want to play around with cinema. But it's my story. It happened to me. It was 4 years of shit. The worst 4 years I think I've ever experienced. And that's rich because I came from the military. They can take everything from you, but they cannot take your voice. They cannot take your story, just like they tell Black people. They can take everything from you, but they cannot take your education. They can't take what we know. And you know what happened, don't you? So even if everybody gaslights you, doesn't believe you, you know what happened. So say what happened. And if it makes people uncomfortable, I'll give you one example. You're cooking for Thanksgiving dinner, you're young, and your uncle comes up and touches you, right? Mm-hmm. You serve the food at dinner. You didn't like it. You're not okay with it. You serve the food at dinner. Everybody's sitting down. It's a beautiful dinner. And you say, hey, uncle, I didn't like it and I didn't appreciate it when you did this. Well, one, you've now just ruined Thanksgiving. Two, the people that didn't really expect to hear that bullshit are going to be very mad at you. So you're going to have anger from different people. The abuser is going to use that to distract from what the fuck is the true situation. What is the root? The root is you did something inappropriate. So yeah, you're going to be looked at as the family member that ruined Thanksgiving. People are going to be uncomfortable. People aren't going to talk to you. People aren't going to fuck with you. But guess what? You stood up for yourself. You stood up for yourself. They're uncomfortable. Guess what? I was uncomfortable when I was touched. You're uncomfortable. Guess what? I was uncomfortable when I was financially abused. They said, "Aw, you're being mean to them." Yeah, they abused me. Mm-hmm. I don't have to be nice to an abuser. Why would I coddle an abuser? That's the enabler's job. So, it would be you have a voice. Don't let nobody take your voice from you. They can take everything. They cannot take your voice.
So it's 15 episodes now. How many more you think you got?
I ain't got nothing in me. Let me tell you, Risa Tisa and her 52 parts, she walked so I could run, and then I got tired. So no, I tried to make it make sense. I'm going to keep trying to make it make sense. And that's why I keep saying, I'm going to keep talking about it like I'm talking with you. Mm-hmm. I'm going to keep processing it. It just happened. I'm going to keep thinking and talking. So if you hear me, I'm going to go back to my regular life. I'm going to go back to my funny content. I'm going to go back to doing what I do. But if you hear me reference it, or if you hear me do a skit about it, if you hear me do whatever, I'm allowed to. You don't get to tell me, oh my God, let it go. No, it happened to me. No. If I slap the shit out you right now for no reason, you're allowed to tell people Keita Rose slapped the shit out of me when we were talking. And if it makes me look bad, then I shouldn't have done it. I shouldn't have slapped you.
So in a perfect world, just curious, right? If he could see this, what's the guy's name? Well, Mojojo. I don't know if we can say the name. I don't know.
We shall call him Mojojo.
Okay, if he could see this, right?
Yeah.
In a perfect world, if you could have it your way and this could be resolved, how would that look for you and him and all of this?
I love that question. So thank you. Sometimes some people do things to you and cut you and cross you so much that it ain't no going back. So there's no beef, but we will never go back to anything. I won't have anything to do with him. But if he wants to make it right, if he wants to make it, really wants to change and really wants me to have some form, a drop of respect for him, he will go get help. And not just, I went to therapy. Like Diddy did when he was like, I never hit her, until the proof came out. And then he was like, oh, okay, yeah, that was a really dark time in my life. I went to therapy. Not that. Really heal. You know what happened to you. Heal. But the children that are currently being groomed, that's a problem. We need to fix that. The women that have a trail of tears and bruises, That's a problem. That shouldn't, you can't fix it. It already happened. I mean, a little money could have helped, shit, but it already happened. So don't do it again, please. Don't continue this cycle, please. The people that are continuing to work on tonight's conversation and will continue to work with him forever have to know, watch your audience. Don't allow him to abuse you, Make sure your money right and don't trust him. Trust him what's on contract. He'll do what's on the contract. Anything else, and sometimes he won't even do what's on the contract, but anyways, anything else, no. Go do your job. I told a lot of people that were still on the cast, have fun. I told Dimitri, have fun. Do your thing. You're smart. Everybody, they're talented. Don't let somebody that lacks talent drain you of yours. Don't don't let somebody that lacks a joy for life drain you just because he's miserable. Just because he won't heal. Just because he won't forgive himself for something that somebody else did to him. Doesn't mean you should allow him to drain you, especially not for a fucking podcast. Damn, imagine. It's a podcast. This is not a war. This is not PTSD from the army. This is a podcast where we sat and we were supposed to give our perspectives about life while simultaneously, that's how you say it, helping each other and learning and growing. And it was supposed to be something beautiful. And that's what I want our community to understand too. Things can be beautiful. Black people are beautiful. We are smart. We're funny. We're swagged out. We're the blueprint. We're educated. When you feel love from a black man, it is, oh my God, when you feel love from a black woman, it feels like a fucking hug every day. But if we keep continuing to sweep things under the rug and say, oh, well, he just fell from grace and whatever we say when we give abusers excuses, we'll never be where other communities are.
So you think just him getting help would?
Yes.
What about a public apology? Would that?
I don't care. No, that's not going to be genuine. Until he gets the help. And same thing with Kitty. Until a narcissist says, there's this guy, I forgot his name, but he is you should probably talk to him. He is a diagnosed narcissist. So he basically explains how he would manipulate women, what he would do, how he would lie, how he would find people that were vulnerable, because that's what they do. So like, I'm a single mom, so like, I need my bread. I don't play, because if I don't have money, my son ain't gonna eat. That's a problem for me. So he'll, try to get you maybe financially, but maybe you were broken in a relationship, like you were broken, and he's like, oh, I'm a former good guy maybe he'll try to get you like that. So I forgot where we were. I think I went on a tangent.
No, we're talking about the public apology.
Oh, yeah. So it doesn't matter. Like Kitty, she got on Instagram and was like, first she tried to bully me. We all, throw little shots subliminally. So the fans think it's just a video, but what the video's about. Mm-hmm. And so first she was like, oh, cry your tears. I had told Trip, I had cried to Trip about finding out that Kitty told Mojojo the plan and is essentially the reason why I was let go. But I really never let go. That's the whole thing too. I know, that's confusing, isn't it? You
said
Kitty told Mojojo
the reason why you was let go, but you never was let go. So you quit, essentially, I guess.
He's an avoidant, a fearful avoidant. So he's an avoidant. So it was, hey, you're telling everybody I'm fired. I guess you mad. I guess you're mad about what Kitty said. Am I fired? Tell me to my face. Confronting him. Tell me to my face. No, what? Oh, that's a lie. What? No, your contract's coming Monday. I told you I got you. And this is the year you're supposed to make the money back. I got you Monday. It's like, no. You can wait and wait. He'll never ever say it because then he'll have to I don't know. I guess having hard conversations really scares him. He won't let you go. He cannot say you're fired. He'll tell everybody so that they can tell you. We all, he triangulates. We all had our little telling people shit so it can get back to you, fuck you type thing. But when I told him, say it to my face. If you want to let me go, say it. He couldn't. And even still, when he called me, it's, I was going to give you even more money this year. You gotta break away. Because that's what happens when women or men are in relationships for 20 years and finally you're free and you're like, wait, why did I stay for, what the fuck? It's because that person that was abusive to you kept on saying, baby, I'm sorry. Like, Kitty's exes came out too. And those were men, lots of them. Holy smokes.
So wait, would you, like, cause you said she apologized, right? And like, could y'all piece it up or?
Hell no. It's the same way. She's a narcissist. I threw, people are like, why did you put Kitty in it? Listen, Kitty, I wasn't even gonna talk about. Like, fuck her. Okay, she was my friend. She snaked me. She wanted, she wanted some bread. She wanted the position, so she got me out. She got Randy out too. Cool. Fuck her. But she's a female narcissist because when I threw in like, yeah, I got a problem with her too, her exes came out. And then, I'm sitting there and I'm thinking like, you really got close with me. You really found out things about my, family. You really wanted to have family day. You really wanted to make a point to buy me and my son matching shirts so we can all do movie night. Like, you really got close. And then you snaked me and said, oh, it's just business. Then why did you get so personal? Why did you want to get so... I mean, if it's just business, then I see you on stage. And then if we at the green room, I'll say hi. It's just business. Why did you want to infiltrate? Why did you want to become so close just to snake? It's the same way he does. I'm your brother. You're my sister. You're my sister. Come on, sister. Come on, sister. Just to snake. So I thought it would be nice to, demonstrate. I was wanting to teach. I wanted to start the series for a lot of reasons. It didn't go the way it needed to, but here we are. All their apologies, a narcissist is going to use what they know that you want, right? Maybe it's friendship, maybe it's money, maybe it's love, maybe it's whatever maybe it's a kid, whatever. They're going to use it to get you back. And then they're going to apologize profusely. I'm so sorry. And I am going to take accountability for this because you have to understand that It's going to be this long, drawn out bullshit. If you really look at everything they're saying, none of it is really relevant. It's all bullshit. Like her response videos have been all about everything else other than what I've asked her to address. Why did you tell him?
Wait, what did she tell him?
That me and Trip and Kitty were supposed to come together and the plan, the whatever. Why did you tell him that? Why? And also, if you knew he was going to fire me from the jump, because that's what she told me. She said, oh, I knew you were going to be fired months ago. I said, well, why didn't you tell me? I mean, well, damn, I'm a single mom. We're friends. We do everything together. Why wouldn't you tell me? Would you tell your friend that they're about to lose their livelihood? Wouldn't you tell? I don't know. The Lord told me to just release that situation. I had to release it, Keita, because the Lord told me. And it's funny because before you got Randy out, you said that, the Lord told you to release Randy too. So I don't want her Lord to tell her nothing else that has to do with me, please. Father God, please I don't want an apology. I'm straight on it. Just know we didn't grow apart. No, I didn't find another opportunity and I wish them well, and no. They snaked in the worst way, and they're not good at their jobs. They're good at pretending, and that's a part of the job, I guess. That's the entertainment. You even if you're sad, you have to, like, have a good face and a poppin' personality, right? You have to wear that mask. But who you are in your core, you're terrible people. All your exes, you know what all my exes think about me? They think they want to come back. I'm not trying to flex, but they think they want to come back. And, you shouldn't leave a trail of people that have to heal from you, that have to come together in support groups because they've met you. And then, fuck it, even if that's the case and it is what it is, you shouldn't be giving advice on how to not do that because you clearly haven't, you clearly haven't taken it. You haven't practiced what you preached. And we live in a society where we're allowing even preachers to get away with not practicing what they preach. These people are bad at their jobs. And now it's time for you to find another job, I feel. Or don't. But in 10 years, when something fucked up happens, because it will, because these people never change, I don't want anybody to say, how come no one said anything? Keita said it, didn't she? I said it. I said, hey, there's a lot of fucked up shit going on over there. Now I'm gonna move on. But y'all should pay attention to that shit because it's a lot.
So what would you say, like, where do you go next from this?
I go on to creating. That's it.
Do you go back to like the relationship content?
I never changed. I never stopped. If you go through my pages, if you see, you'll see videos from, 2018. I always created. Opportunities come. You create opportunities for yourself to make money. You monetize, but you sell products. You do your thing. I do my thing. But I didn't grow apart from this company or from these people, right? I didn't just want to take my own way. No, I clawed my way out of this shit. And I did so out of debt. I got out of debt. And I'm gonna, I'm proud of myself. I wish more people would do that when they make bad, decisions, bad financial decisions. A lot of the times we just keep making those decisions and then we say, fuck it. It's just, no, we need to calm down. I know you want the money. I know you want to have things and do everything, but slow down and figure out how to make the money. And try not to have mentors that make it like by stealing, lying, manipulating, because 9 times out of 10, you're going to start stealing, lying, and manipulating because that's going to be the environment, right? Slow down, figure it out. Yes, it's going to take a long time. Yes, you want millions at 22. I get it. Yes, but you might get your first million at 35. And we also are conditioned to believe like, oh, after 30, it's over. Nigga, bye.
Facts.
Stop.
Nah, facts.
So that's where I think a lot of the abuse happens too, when we want to run after the money. We want the money. We need to just chill. You gonna get it. I swear to God. People are like, you're never gonna work again because you did that. No influencers are gonna want to work with you. No da-da-da-da. Niggas, I ain't even never... People I've been fans of forever have reached out. What are you talking about? What are you saying?
I was gonna ask you, would you go back to radio?
I don't want to wake up at 3 a.m. and so the best position I think in radio, I only worked for about a year and a half, is the morning. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I always want the best position, so
probably not that.
I can like sell you a show, maybe you can run that bitch, but I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you just content creating, that's your bag right
content create. I create. I create and I teach. And I teach from the shit that I've been through. I'm also educated. I can teach you about media. I've been to school, but I think it's important to lead and to teach by experience, right? I know how you feel because I was there. Mm-hmm. Not you shouldn't feel like that. You so weak, you so stupid, just follow me, give me your money. Nah, I was there. If you see me now and it seems like I have it all together, it's because I had to go through hell to get it. So let me teach you how.
Do you feel better?
Yes.
You do?
I feel no, physically, my body is drained. I've been through manic and depressive episodes. I'm tired. I'm unmedicated. That's the name of my podcast. So maybe you could come on my podcast one day. It's unmedicated, but
you started already?
That was the investment. That was the
Okay.
It's beautiful. It's a great set. You love it, but it started.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
that was the show.
You gonna do that on your own, or you gonna do that on your own?
I did it on my own. He was supposed to invest in it. He didn't.
No, I'm saying like now.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Well, from the jump, I did it on my. He's never done it. That was the lies.
Okay.
I think if I didn't, I guess. Oh, thank you, because I guess I just got a light bulb. I wouldn't have invested so much money into those business ventures if I didn't think I would have had a partner. That's why I invested, because I knew I had a partner that was going to come in the back end. That's not right. Like, that would be one advice I would say. There is no, I'm going to come in. Why can't you just do it now? Just have them do it now. If they're not going to do it now, they're not going to do it. So I invested a shit ton of money because I thought he would help. Same as Kitty. We thought. And then he didn't. So then I would have played it a little smarter if I thought. But that's what trusting the wrong person got me. So that's my fault. You know what I mean?
Okay, so you feel a little bit better.
So I feel physically, I'm drained. But I'm about to be on somebody's beach, spreading my ass cheeks on the sand. So I'll be fine physically. Mentally, I feel stronger because I'm away from him. I'm happier. Like, yeah, all this mess and all this shit is like, no, can I ever feel good with all that shit happening? No. I'm sure everybody is stressed out. This is terrible. But I did want to showcase this is what abuse does. Because you didn't heal, because you do things and start fires because of all this, look what happens when it can't be swept. What if the pile is so big you can't sweep it under the rug? Well, it blows everywhere, right? Boom. That's what happens. So heal.
Okay, so before we get out of here, right? I'm just curious. What do you tell the Keita Rose like 4 years ago, or not even 4 years ago, let's say 2 years ago when you're in the middle of it.
Man.
And you're confused and you don't understand, like, what do you tell that person?
Okay. Damn, you're good.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. I think I tell her them little jokes and them little insults are getting to you, even though you say they aren't. And it's making you feel like you aren't ever going to be anything without the platform. Even though who you were before got you the following that got the platform where it is. I didn't think like that because I wasn't pouring into myself and because I wasn't loving myself. If I loved myself then, why you stay in an abusive relationship or an abusive situation for so long is because if you loved yourself, you would have never allowed yourself to be talked to like that, to be spit upon, to be called in the middle of the night, to be treated this way. You would have never let yourself go through this. So maybe you think you love yourself, but subconsciously look at your actions and look at what you're allowing in your life. And if what you're allowing in your life, doesn't reflect a person that loves themselves, you do not love yourself. You're functioning. We're taught how to function through depression, function through mental illness, function through abuse, through trauma. No. Stop. It's time to stop functioning and showing each other how strong we are. And it's time to have a breakdown. Stop and say, you don't need this. Now, 2 years ago, I invested in that pod or the merch or any other lies he said. I told myself I'm in debt and I cannot leave this situation until I get out of debt. I do not want to leave a situation that I started with less than what I had when I came in. It's unfair. So work harder. That's what I told myself then. But what I would tell myself now is get out of it. You'll figure it out. Get out of it. You'll figure it out. Trust God. You say you trust God. Why? You say you trust God. Trust God. He would have made a way 2 years ago. I'm sorry. I don't know where it is. It's okay. He would have made a way a long time ago. Wait, I didn't believe in myself. I guess. I thought I did. Like, I always felt confident. I've always been like a confident person, but clearly I wasn't because I sat in a situation for a long time that I shouldn't have been in. So clearly I wasn't that confident. So I would say all that to her. And I'd be like, damn, but you ass is assing and you look good still. So good for you.
Mm-hmm. So now you're confident again.
I think so. I feel it. Yes. Yeah, I got me back. That's what happens when you're in a situation that takes you. It doesn't just drain your money or drain your whatever. It drains who you are. I wasn't posting for months. I had to look at, I would literally go to be on tour. So I would work, but I would look at comments like, oh, girl, I had to unfollow her because she ain't been posting. What's up? And I'm like, damn. I don't even want to post anymore. I don't even care about this shit no more. That's how I felt. Like, I don't even care. But it's like, you do care. You're drained. You're tired. You're burnt out. You're in debt. You care. You just got to get yourself out of this bad situation. That's all. And I got myself out of a bad situation. Now, a lot of people don't agree with how I got myself out of this. But sometimes you have to go through extreme measures in order to have people leave you the fuck alone. Like, I don't know what else to say.
I promise I'm about to let you out here, but I'm just curious because, like,
I feel like, because I felt bad. I feel like we're going a long time. Like, I'm just talking.
It's okay. It's okay. It's all right. But it's just, I don't know. I feel like this, like, I'm not really big on, like, you know how people be energy and stuff like that?
Yeah, I wasn't.
I just feel like, I don't know, man. It's just something that's like, I just want to make sure you're okay because it feel like you just, I'm like, my first thing I'm thinking, like, when the last time, like, you just, like, kicked it with your son or just hugged him? Like,
Yeah, like
because it feel like you need a hug, and I don't know. It's like I just feel like
I love hugs. I hug my son.
Mm.
I hug my my.
or like a good cry. Like it just feel like you
No, I
just
be crying.
need that.
I don't. Let me tell you why I don't. So as you reflect on things that hit you in real time, you're gonna feel choked up. I think a lot of people, when they see me cry or when they see me, they're like, "Oh God, don't." Like another lesson that I've learned or that I wanted to teach was emotions aren't embarrassing.
For sure. Yeah.
I'm talking about a sad situation, but after this, I'm probably gonna roll up, go to Chick-fil-A, have a good time. Like I'm gonna enjoy my life. I might go to the mall, go shopping. I might FaceTime my son because I'm not, in the same city as him, but I might FaceTime my son. I get love from my family and my community. I can stand up strong because I came from love. I have love. I'm okay. I have hugs. I can hug Mary right now. Hey, Mary. I love you, bitch. Like I can hug Mary right now.
Okay.
I'm okay, but this I wanted to showcase sometimes you're going to laugh and sometimes you're going to cry. Sometimes you're going to joke and sometimes that's what abuse is. I bet I don't want to say that you were abused as a child. I don't want to say that. But throughout your childhood, having a mother that was on drugs, I bet there was times you were sad, but I bet there was times that you had a great ass time. Okay. So was your whole experience, you know what I mean? Was it all terrible?
No, but it was times where I needed hugs though.
Okay. And I hope, I wanted you to get that.
Where I needed to hit the punching bag. It was times where I just needed to release, like just.
But I need kids to understand that. I don't know how to do it yet, but I hope this video ages well because I need kids to understand that when you need a punching bag, say it. Don't just be angry.
Mm-hmm.
I was just angry, like, but nobody did anything to me. So people were like, what the fuck? People in my household were like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Mm-hmm. I'm just mad. She's just a girl. That's why they think boys are better to raise than girls. Because girls have all these feelings and emotions, and boys are just like, oh, yeah, he's a boy, he's fine. No, but like everybody got that. Boys got them too. So when you feel like you need a hug, say it. So even if you're not strong enough to talk about your abuse, okay, say I need a hug right now. Say I need to talk right now. Say I just need to vent and scream and I'm not mad at you, but I just need to just act a fool right now and knock all this shit over. Say it. Say it. Just say it. Say it. Say it. Say it. Who the fuck is going to beat your ass? Just say it. Open your mouth. That's the first step. What you do after that, okay, I don't know. Say it. That's all.
All right.
That's all.
I'm glad you know that. I'm just making sure because I'm just making sure.
But after this, I would like to hug. I would like a hug sent you.
This is your before and after story. Prepare for an incredible career in nursing. At Southeastern College, experience expert hands-on training. Learn real-world skills in our professional lab and simulated settings. And train for opportunities as a practical nurse, registered nurse, or career advancement with our RN to BSN program. At Southeastern College, your future is bright. Visit sec.edu to get started.
All you homeowners have unique needs. Some feel the need to paint their door a vibrant shade of blue. Others have the need to decorate their bathroom with fish, anchors, and other nautical items. And because each homeowner has unique needs, Geico helps you get the right coverage for your home and what's in it. That way, you get exactly what's right for you, even if your needs are unique. Get more with Geico.
You shouldn't offer shit if you don't mean it.
Okay, I'll give you a hug.
Thank you.
And for the people that don't know, I mean, you work a while now. Let them know how to follow you. I mean, you don't even need to, but go ahead.
Okay. Well,
stuff.
you can follow me on all platforms, KetaRose_. And yeah, I mean, check out the Unmedicated podcast. Buy some products at Keita Said It.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you for pulling up, sitting down. We got this done pretty fast, man. Thank you.
Fast? We've been chatting.
No, I'm saying like it didn't
the
take
whole
a lot.
thing. Oh yeah,
this
was amazing. This experience was good. Thank you so much. Thank you for listening.
KetaRose, J Hill podcast. It's a wrap. We out. We doing the new one or the old one?
I can't do that because I feel like I'm throwing up blood.
Oh, no.
Is this the?
This is a new one, right?
I'm not a gang member.
I'm gonna give you a hug. Come on,
okay, let's hug.
Thank
Thank you so much. Thank you.